Bear with me. This is a funny story from my family. Actually, it's about my grandmother, Mamie. And she would always say, "My name is Mamie," as in Eisenhower, Mamie. And she liked pink too, which I never knew till she moved in with me and she had me paint her bedroom Pepto Bismol pink. But that's another subject. So when she was young, before she married her first of three husbands, um, she was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, as the song goes. No, it was a restaurant and a bar in Geneva. And she was nervous when she'd go to work, she'd tell me. And she would ask for one glass of vodka when she got in, one glass of vodka, like this. And she drank that down, and I was calm. No kidding. I'm surprised you weren't in a coma. And then she could do her waitress work. So, working there was my future biological grandfather, Jerry, and another man, Adam. Now, Adam, I guess, is the one that she had a crush on, although she had a crush on my grandfather too. And later on, she did tell me that that was the only husband that she ever loved. So that was nice. Why she loved him, I have no idea, but that's another story. So she would drink her glass of vodka and she'd be perfectly fine. So then Grandpa Jerry proposed to her, and this is where it starts to get interesting. See if you can unravel this because we've never been able to, and Grandma's gone on to her reward, so I have no idea. So she said to me, she was engaged to Jerry, and 2 weeks, 2 weeks, she said, before she was going to marry Jerry, Adam came up and said, "Mamie, you want to marry me?" And that's what she said to him. My daughter and I still laugh about this. 2 weeks, Adam. 2 weeks, I'm going to marry Jerry, and now you come to ask me to marry you? No, I'm marrying Jerry. Now it's going to get even more interesting. She said that when she got married, my great grandmother, her mother, and her oldest sister picked out her dress. And it was a maroon wool suit. Now, they got married in September, and it's still hot in September. And she said, I sweat, and I didn't want to wear that. And she said, I remember I had ox blood shoes. So that's kind of a maroon, too. They're usually pretty. Um, why? She said, I have no idea why I had to wear that, why I couldn't wear something pretty. So we wondered, was she pregnant? I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. So, and this will prove that I think she was a virgin on her wedding night because they got married and they were going to go on their honeymoon. And she was driving to, I'm not sure where they were going actually, because the stories are always so convoluted. Leave it to a Sicilian, right? And she said, we were driving to our honeymoon destination and they had to stop at her godmother and godfather's house. I'm not sure who they were. It seems they were in Wisconsin, right? And she said, well, after that night, she wouldn't go back with that man. So that makes me think that was the first time she did anything. I'm not going back with that man, she told her godmother and godfather, and Grandpa Jerry left. They said, she's going to stay here with us. Then he drove around and came back and picked her up, and they were happily married for a few years before it was divorced. Grandpa was an alcoholic, working at a bar. That's convenient, huh? He was also a womanizer. But to make it more interesting, whose car did my grandfather and grandmother drive to this honeymoon? It was Adam's car. Adam, the one who proposed to her 2 weeks before she was going to marry Grandpa Jerry, he let them use their car for the honeymoon. So what in the heck is up with that? I mean, we just sit here. I was talking to my daughter about it today. I said, I'm going to tell him the story. It's hilarious, isn't it? So they together had my mother, Rosemary, and then my uncle, Gerald. Now, Gerald, my uncle was born in 1939, so I couldn't find what date they got married in. But always a story with these people. I thought you'd find that interesting, and I still laugh about it today. 2 weeks before I'm going to marry him, you come to me. Oh my gosh, sounds like the Godfather. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.